Hey friends, it's Brittany at Ink and Papyrus. Thanks so much for joining me today. As promised, in this video we are going to be making a removable tassel, a removable bookmark tassel to be exact. We're going to be making it for our Love Grunge aluminum foil themed journal. I will include the link to the full tutorial above. Here is a removable tassel I recently made. I actually just took a time card, Mod Podged some sewing pattern, put an image of a bird here, embellished it a little bit, cut out some burlap flowers, and sewed around it. I have my tassel secured by an eyelet, a pin, and just a little bit of cording that goes around the tassel. There are a couple of ways you can actually secure the tassel, which we will talk about today. I typically make tassels that secure to the spine, but I especially like making removable tassels when I have decorations or something on my spine I don't want to cover up. And I think this would just be a very fun addition to this journal. So let's get started. Okay, not to shove Valentine's Day down your throats or anything. That's just kind of what this journal became when I was doing the aluminum foil and hot glue art. I just wanted to do roses and hearts, and that's what this journal has become. So we are going to be making a romantic heart grungy style tassel to fit the journal. Okay, first things first, we are going to make the bookmark portion. I would recommend making sure that your bookmark is no longer than from the top to the bottom itself. You don't have to use the timesheet, obviously. You can use any kind of firm cardstock. If you want to use something that's not firm, I would recommend laminating it or taking heavy duty tape and covering each side of the tape, trimming it down, and kind of doing a faux lamination process that way. That will just protect the bookmark. Alright, so not bad in terms of size. I am going to be covering up the timesheet just with some romantic Valentine papers. I'm trying to think what would fit my journal best. These are small, so we're probably going to need multiple papers. I do like the roses for sure. I think I'm going to do a black and a red side to fit with the aluminum foil kind of grunge theme of it all. But I'm going to need more than, so I'll have the red to go with this one and something to go with the black. Here we go. And we'll decorate it up a little bit. In addition, maybe do some sewing. So I hope you guys are doing well today. Alright, I'm just going to get my trusty glue gun, or glue stick. Sorry, I'm thinking of glue gun art because that's what we did with our journal cover. And that is fresh in my mind. So we're just going to cover this. And actually almost covers the whole thing. Almost. It's just a really fun, easy, quick way to make a tassel. I like this. I don't think you can go wrong with these. You know what? Maybe we will make this a pocket removable tassel. Let's do that. We will be creating a pocket on each side of our bookmarks. That might be really fun. Okay. Okay, so if you have a circle punch on you, you can punch a little divot to signify that as being a pocket. If not, just do what I'm going to do. And just fold it in half and make a little divot like that. Okay, it kind of looks like some butt cheeks. Why don't we do this again? Unfortunately, now this is going to be a deep pocket. Sorry, it just looked too much like butt cheeks for me. Okay, that is better for sure. I have my pink ink in front of me. Just gonna ink this up. Maybe we'll add some stickles or some fun little decorations. All right, oh, I like this already. So actually, to make it symmetrical, what I'm gonna do right now is just trace the shape. And that way we'll have the same size pocket on the front and the back. You don't have to do this. If you don't care if the pocket's the same size, then right on, you don't have to do this, but I'm just gonna do this so they look, because it's kind of a weird shaped pocket. Alright, there we go. Another weird shaped pocket. Perfect. Let me see, I don't know if the pink will show up on the black, but we're gonna give it a go. Where did my dauber go? Oh, here. Oops. Let's see. Oh yeah, that actually looks really nice. Let's see the pink, nice and good. This is Kitsch Flamingo Distress Oxide. All right, so let's glue this down. Okay, remember, however you are decorating, remember you are going to want to leave room at the top for the eyelet and however you're securing your tassel. All right. Just a little bit of overhang there. All right, nice. Let's go ahead and work on the back. So you can either sew this or not sew this, whatever is up to you. As long as you only sew around the edges, it shouldn't interfere with setting the eyelet or anything like that. second pocket on here. We can make some really cute tags to put in here. Oh, and you know what? I'm wondering if because I don't know, is there enough contrast there? There's a lot more contrast there. Maybe we'll, but that's pretty busy. No, let's just stick with the original game plan and do the black. I think it'll tie in the grunge better anyways. Okay. I have a couple pieces of digital ephemera that I thought might look good. You don't have to put it on the pocket, but oh, I think that looks nice there. Let's do this up, make it look real pretty. Might be nice to add some fabric or some different textures. I'm just keeping it basic today, guys. I kind of just want to show you the concept. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. I love the roses. So pretty. It just makes me happy. All right. Beautiful. So we have a front and a back. We could do liquid pearls. We could do some stickles here. These are kind of infuriating, but I think they would look really pretty. So I'm just gonna go for it. Or, oh, we have this we have tinsel. Though I was going to use these in our tassel, but that is really pretty. Now I'm having second thoughts. So many options. I also have some gold here. Why don't we stick with the pearls? I do like the idea of going along the pocket with liquid pearls, but it's gonna take a while to dry, and I kind of wanted to do, we won't be able to complete the rest of the bookmark without having to wait, and I'm very impatient today. So I'm gonna do this. These will look really nice. All right, so let's do the medium-sized ones. We'll be here all day if I try and use the small ones. Okay. This looks really nice. Oh, I love this. right middle. Wait, that dries clear. Okay. Beautiful. I am loving this already. Nice. Okay. So I'm gonna work on the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trying to avoid putting them too close to the edge because I think I might want to sew this. Back you up a little bit. Back it up. Back it up. Beautiful. All right. So we have a pocket front and back. I'm loving this. Okay. So let's go ahead and work on setting our eyelet. I have a little bit of card up here sticking out. I just want to ink this up so you can't see that it's tan. Oh, and I like the, ooh, that looks so good on the black. Let's go for it. Maybe we'll make some tags later together that would seat really nicely inside here. I think this is going to be a very romantic Valentine style journal with a lot of roses, a lot of lace, and grunge though too. Okay, so let's punch our hole. As long as the hole is big enough to get a few strings through, that's good enough. Okay, this is the Crocodile 2, and I'm doing the 3/16 of an inch punch. Let's make sure we're pretty centered. Okay, not bad. Let's get an eyelet, a little collection here, maybe like a white or even a gold, or oh, I have red, never mind. Okay, oh my gosh, and it set nice. That never happens for me. I usually have to redo it at least once. Okay, fantastical. All right, so there are a couple of different ways you can do this. For this tassel, I'm going to incorporate 2 pins. I have some fabric bits that aren't long enough to wrap around on themselves. If that doesn't make sense to you now, it will later. So I'm going to wrap the cording ones and then incorporate a separate pin where I'm just going to put the fabric directly onto it. Just like this, for example. Okay, just put it directly on the tassel. So fabric bits that are kind of thick, you might not want to wrap around on themselves, or especially if you don't have a lot of it, you may just want to pin it on directly. Okay, now for the cording portion, this is what I'm going to use to attach my beads. So here are my fabric bits. tinsel. I took a little extra of the fabric swatch I used to reinforce the spine. I think it would be nice to incorporate this fabric into the tassel to kind of tie it together. I'll cut this down at the end. We'll see how large we want it to be. I mainly got some red and gold kind of things. All right. So, oops, sorry, let me try and find the thing for my glue stick so it doesn't dry out again. By the way, if it does that to you, just take a craft knife and just, if you left it out overnight, which I'm notorious for, just slice off the top layer and it is good as gold. You don't have to throw the whole thing out. All right. So I have some cording here. I have pink and white. Let me show you guys the beads I have chosen. We're not going to put all these on the tassel, but I got some like, faux crystal things, some buttons, some large beads, some hearts, some gold beads, a flower. So I have a good assortment of beads. Always, when you're stringing beads, always make the tassel or the string longer than you think it needs to be, because you can always cut it off at the end. You can't add string, and that's just really disappointing when it's not long enough. Make sure you have the appropriate size cording or string for the beads and the buttons you're going to be using. Okay. I'm just going to cut a few pieces here. Two. Oh, it's pretty hot pink. Oh, spicy. Where'd you go? There are all different kinds of things you can put on the tassel, not just beads. I have put brads on my tassels, bells, paper swatches, a whole lot of things. If you want to see a video I did where I incorporated a ton of different elements, it is the, I think it's like the biggest bedazzled tassel I've ever made. I will include the link above, but you can see all the different things that I attached to the tassel, and that's, I believe that was the tassel I made for my snow globe journal. Okay, maybe one more white one. All right. All right, so some important things. First of all, make sure that you know exactly how long your tassel can be. You don't want this dragging along the ground, so take a look at your spine and see how long it could be. Second of all, when we secure this, we're going to leave, whether you secure this directly to the pin or to the eyelet, or you use a pin like I have done here, you have to make sure you leave some cording between the pin or the eyelet and the tassel, because if it is short, the tassel is not going to hang down. If you put it in your book like this and you glue it directly or secure it directly, it's going to sit like this, and your tassel isn't even going to hang down. It's going to stop like midway over your cover. So let's go ahead. I'm confident that my cording is short enough to not hang over the spine. All right, so what we're gonna do, like I said, I'm not incorporating the fabric bits directly with the cording. I am putting them on the pin. So what you want to do, anything that you're going to be tying over, you want to pick up and put in your stash now. Okay. Now you want to take another piece of cording, and this is what we're going to use to tie off the tassel. Okay, it doesn't have to be super long. Fold this in half. Make a loop here. And you want to grasp it here with your thumb, and you want to rope this around. Make sure you leave yourself a tail to tie it off. Okay, grasp, loop it around. It's going to be nice and tight. Loop it around a couple of times. Okay, now we're going to tie our square knot. Make sure it's nice and taut. Okay, right over left. And left over right. You may want to do a couple of passes. Okay, you can either cut these off, or you can actually add beads to them if they're long enough and just make this kind of part of the tassel. Okay, let's make sure everything fits well. Okay, this is the part that can be just a little bit tricky. Remember, we want to keep a space between this, and this. Okay. So, I'm going to move this down a little bit. Actually, I wonder if we can twist it. Hold that thought. I actually like that. Let me see if I can find a way to secure that. I think there's enough hang over there that it will make it over the spine. I like the twisted look. I just think I'm probably going to need one more thing to secure up top to keep it twisted so it doesn't unravel. We're going to use the same technique. I'm just going to lasso this around. And once you have it around a couple of times, you're going to tie it off. That is right over left. Left over right. Sorry, I'm disoriented. Left over right. Okay. Now obviously you don't want, I just like the way that looks with it kind of like raveled up. You don't want those hanging off there, so you do want to trim them down. Okay, so let's see how this looks. Okay, so we have our removable here and seated here up against a page. Oh, that gives us plenty of, that gives us, yeah, that's enough hangover. See, that's enough hangover there. So do you see what I'm saying? If we were to have secured this up to the pin here, you'll have the tassel hanging over the spine. We want this to dangle a little bit so we can see the whole tassel. Beautiful. Okay. All right. So before we start the beads, I want to show you guys one more time the technique that I just used to tie off the tassel. I'm going to cut another little piece of cording. Feel free to skip ahead if you got it. You're an old pro by now. I feel like I could have explained it better. So get all of your fabric together. Okay, only some of these pieces are long enough, so I'm just going to use a couple just as in this example. Okay, get all your pieces together, fold them in half. Okay, use your thumb to tie, kind of create a loop. Okay, then you want to hold that taut, maintain that loop. You want to come in here with your cording. Okay, leave a tail. You want to put the cording down, hold that tail with your thumb. Then you want to come around a few times. 2, 3, 4. Bring this around too. And then you want to come in and tie a knot. Okay, keep it taut. You want to do right over left. Cinch that down. And left over right. Cinch it down. And then trim. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you guys could see a little bit better that time. That's how I often make my tassels. I think that's a pretty easy way of doing it. Before we start adding our beads, I want to incorporate those couple of pieces of fabric I was talking about. If we're going to be using this as the front, we're going to want, let's see, how are we doing this? Remember, we can always trim these down. I'm not going to leave the fabric pieces this long, but we're just going to put them on as is for now. I love the gold. See, so you can kind of stack them on. You don't have to. Okay. Now, just be aware though, when you do stack the fabric directly on top, some of those are going to kind of sit on top of the spine, like such. If that doesn't bother you, go right on ahead. I don't think that looks bad. I think as long as there's enough fabric to overhang and they're not ending like right here, I think that's okay. So maybe I won't cut these fabric bits down, because remember, you're going to lose a couple inches off of them as they hang over. Okay. So I'm really liking this. I have a little bit of lace. Okay. And I said I wanted to, maybe we have enough gold. I said I wanted to incorporate this and the black fabric. Maybe, what if we make a bow? Make our bunny ears. Okay. How can we incorporate this in here? Maybe we'll add it off to the side. You know what, maybe I'll just put, I don't know, is that too busy? I don't know, we'll come back to that. Okay, let's get our fabric. I'm trying to not get, I'm distracting myself. Okay, it doesn't take much, guys, it doesn't take much. Let's get this really pretty black fabric on the tassel. And I love these hearts too. Let's incorporate these. Okay, and I think that'll be it. Okay, beautiful. All right, so let's start beading. Just to be on the safe side, I would probably start my beads. I don't think I would put them any higher than here, because again, you do want to leave more room for it to hang over the spine. I love these pink ones. So what we can do to ensure that is just by tying a knot. We can either tie it above the bead or actually incorporate the bead into the knot like this. Okay. As long as you don't mind the string covering your bead. I don't know if you can see. See how the string kind of goes along the bead? If you tie the bead into the knot, can't think of a better way to say that, you will see the string coursing down the bead. Let's put a gold one. Okay guys, what do you think? This, I wasn't intending on putting this many beads on and buttons and stuff necessarily, but as usual I got a little bit carried away. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to keep this flower. You probably saw me fussing with it before. I think it's kind of busy and it's kind of getting in the way of everything else, especially this little button. All right, I made up my mind. I really like it, but I think we can incorporate it into the journal some other way and maybe even add it to the spine. So all hope is not lost. We will find its place. So here is where we were gonna come in and cut our, you don't have to, but I usually like to cut the strings down. You want to make sure that you tied a good firm knot on each of the strings so you don't have beads coming off. You can tie them off and cut them however you would like. I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. I am really liking this, guys. And obviously the extra fabric, you know, is totally optional. You don't have to put fabric bits on the pins, but I just find it such a fun way to dress it up. And I love adding the fabric I used on my cover. If I used fabric on the cover into the tassel, I think it allows you to incorporate your tassel that much more. So let's see how we're looking. This will be in here somewhere. Okay, Okay, perfect. And I have enough length. The fabric is going to be laying over top like we knew it would be. But what's important, see, it covers it nicely. What's important is that there's enough space between here, the top of the tassel, and the start of my beads, that there's plenty of room so that the beads can comfortably hang down and aren't getting all wrapped up in the spine. And as long as the fabric's not too thick, it doesn't matter that it has to kind of clear the front cover. Oops. A little piece of fabric I pinned on came off. I must not have pinned it on very well. Let's put this back on. Let's put you back on. Oh, it ripped. That's why. He will do a better job of pinning you on this time. Put you through that part. All right. Oh my gosh, I am absolutely loving this. This journal is going to be so much fun. Like I said, I did not intend on making a Valentine's Day themed journal yet. It's a little early, but I just love the aluminum foil cover, and I thought roses would be the perfect etched design to do this. And I love this tassel, makes it look so glamorous. Let's take one last look before we say goodbye. Oops. And maybe the next video we can make some tags or something really cute to put in those pockets. I love it. So this was our removable tassel bookmark tutorial, and I am absolutely digging this. I think it fits the theme perfectly, and there's so many fun things to play with, and it hangs so nice. Oh, I absolutely love this. Okay, guys, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. My videos come out on Monday and Fridays, and I can't wait to see you the next time.